Head ball coach of Orlando's new team. Coach, welcome.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Good to be with everybody out there as we talk about the new team here and the Alliance of American Football.
Really exciting stuff. The announcement that Orlando was going to be the first team came about a week ago. Why did you get on board?
I got a call about a month or so ago, and a good friend of mine, Rick Neuheisel, and he said, J.K. McKay, who's on the board of directors with the Alliance, they want to know if you're interested in coaching again. And I said, well, what's the situation? And he started talking about this new football league that's coming in January, February, March, April, those 4 months basically. It's not a year-round recruiting deal. It's not like coaching a college team. It's just all football and games. And that was the thing I liked the most about coaching, was the games and the preparation and so forth. So this is what the Alliance is all about. And he started talking about some of the new rule changes that we're going to use and so forth. And then he said, they want you to take the Orlando team.
Perfect.
I said, oh, now we're talking, now we're talking. So it's in Florida, it's coaching football, it's sort of my occupation. If there's something in life I was pretty good at, it was at coaching, and hopefully I'll be pretty good at it again.
Well, in my opinion, football is always more fun and exciting when Coach Spurrier is involved.
Well, thank you, Jamie. We had some really good teams at Florida, South Carolina, and, of course, that one at Duke that won an ACC. That was one of my favorite teams also. But hopefully we can put a team together down here in Orlando that can win the Alliance Championship, which will be crowned in April of next year, about this time of year.
It'll be a lot of fun. For those of you watching, obviously, on Facebook, feel free to type in some questions. We've been getting questions ever since the team was announced and that coach was announced. So I want to get to these fan questions. And number one is, what style of play will you be pushing as head coach for the Orlando Alliance?
Jamie, this is a little bit like when I got my first head coaching job with the Tampa Bay Bandits in the USFL way back in '83. And basically we opened the games with a no-huddle offense. Now, almost everybody does that now, but back in those days, that was something different. And as a coach, I always thought if you do something differently than everybody else, it might give you a little bit of an advantage. But opening in a no-huddle offense, almost like I said, everybody does that. So that's not a big deal anymore. But we're gonna try to run the ball and throw the ball and score. And obviously the object's to win the game. And like I said, they're going to have a champion at the end of the season, a couple of playoff games, and we're going to try our best to get Orlando in it and win the thing.
10-game season over 12 weeks with a 4-team playoff. It'll be a lot of fun. For those of you watching in Orlando, if you want to meet the coach tonight, you can go down to Ember in downtown Orlando from 5 to 7. Another question for you. Is Tim Tebow or other Florida Gators going to come down and play?
Well, from what I understand, the Alliance wants to have some players from the area. We'd love to have some Gators, Seminoles, and the Central Florida Knights. Oh, gosh, those guys went undefeated this year, so hopefully we're going to have some UCF players, definitely. Tim Tebow, he knows, and I've made contact with him, that if he wants to play football, we got a number 15 jersey waiting on him down here. And the Alliance has already told me that we can get Tim Tebow if he wants to play football. But I certainly understand he's given it his best effort to get to the major leagues. I think he's doing real well right now. I saw where he hit a homer the other day. He's going to give that his best shot. So it's sort of a wait and see on Tim, and certainly he'll make that call probably after baseball season or whatever.
No matter what, there's going to be some talented football players, because there are so many football players in the country and not that many opportunities.
Jamie, the thinking is there's a minor league for almost every sport. Baseball, they got the minor leagues. Basketball, they got the instruction league, or you can go to Europe and play. But if you're a football player and a very good one, and you don't make an NFL team, where do you go? Well, maybe you could go to Canada and play a little bit. But we believe that there is a market, especially on television and in the cities that the teams are going to be in, that they will support football in the months of February, March, and April. Somebody asked me the other day, wouldn't you watch Johnny Manziel versus Tim Tebow if they were playing on Saturday night in February or March?
Absolutely.
I said, yeah, I think I'd watch that one. So who knows if that game will ever happen, but that's certainly a possibility.
And that would be a lot of fun. Coach, you've had experience coaching in the NFL and with the Tampa Bay Bandits, but most of your experience, this is from a fan, this is a good question, most of your experience is in college, so how will this league translate in your mind? What will the challenges be with this league, do you think?
Yeah, actually, I didn't coach a whole bunch different between the Tampa Bay Bandits, which was a pro team for 3 years until the league folded up, than I did in college. So anyway, we're gonna try to outscore the opponents and play good defense and good special teams. Although there's not going to be kickoffs in the alliance, and you have to go for 2 every time, no extra points. So we got some new rules, and we're trying to stress safety also. Keep the head out of football. Tackle with your shoulder pads and things like this. Nothing worse than a player laying on the field knocked out or seriously injured. We're going to try our best to prevent those kind of things happening.
We're with the head coach, the head ball coach, I should say, live in Orlando on the Alliance of American Football's Facebook page. If you have any questions, pipe them in. We have a series of questions that have come in. What rule change? You mentioned the rule changes with the safety, but is there a specific rule change that you're really looking forward to?
Well, I think it's important that we're trying to do a 2.5-hour game.
Yeah.
To me, there's nothing worse than a 4-hour 10-6 game or something like that, and the fans are sitting there. So we want action. It's going to be a 30-second in between plays instead of 40 seconds. That's a new rule to try to get it going. Trying not to have so many timeouts and replays, and so forth. Each coach, I think, will get 2 challenges. Let's look at that and make sure his foot's in bounds or what have you. So emphasis on keeping the game moving. Again, no kickoffs. Field goals and punts, I believe, are the only special team plays involved. So that, and I tell you what, we're going to be spending, there's going to be some exorbitant 2-point plays. Because you're going to have to come to the ballpark with about 10 of them each week. Not that you use all of them, but even down in that territory, of course, you use all your red zone plays and so forth. So that a lot of games will probably be decided on maybe the coach or the team's got the best 2-point plays.
I think that's really exciting. I mean, it kind of cuts down on somebody's got to win this game. You are playing to win when you go for 2.
If you make 3 in a row and the other team's 0 for 3,
right.
Hey, you're 6 points up right there. That's a touchdown. So that's going to be probably a key part of this game.
Yeah. Coach, we know your history in this state. What does it mean to you, though, to be coaching here in the state of Florida?
Well, definitely, Jamie. When somebody said this new alliance was in, we're going to play in the spring, and you can coach in Orlando, I said, oh, count me in then. Obviously, I love the state of Florida. It's been so good to me and my wife, Jerry, and family and so forth. And we're living in Gainesville right now, but we'll be down here half the year and so forth. And Florida, all of us that live here, we know how neat and special it is. Every time we see the weather reports up north, even during April, they're having the snowstorms and tornadoes and stuff. So we're blessed to be able to live down here and to be able to coach the team here. That is incentive enough right there.
Yeah, and it's truly a cradle of the sport of football. We've got some great pro teams, NFL teams, but the best college football teams in the country, too.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
We say that. People in Alabama and Ohio State, they may disagree. But certainly football is important down here, no question.
This is funny. So we have a viewer question here, and we were talking about this off camera. Can we expect to see the iconic visor throw next year?
I don't throw many visors into the ground. They get grass stained. Used to flip them up in the air a little bit. But, hopefully I won't have to throw too many. But I imagine I'll flip one up in the air and discuss occasionally.
Coach, you're celebrating a birthday this week, aren't you?
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, just to be part of football for so long, how much does that mean to you?
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I've been blessed, Jamie. There's no question to be a head coach 30 years and now going on 31 years as a head coach is special. Obviously, a lot of good players, good teams, and maybe we gave them a good plan. Maybe we were doing something right all those years because, as you know, coaches get fired every year, and guys don't usually last a long time. So I know I've been very blessed, and hopefully I can contribute to the success of this new Orlando team here also.
Yeah, this leads to a good viewer question. What was your favorite year as head coach? Do you have one?
Oh, I don't have one in particular. In fact, when we had our reunion with the Florida teams this past year in Daytona Beach, I said, I want you guys to know I love all of you guys. All the teams about the same, all 12 years. All 12 teams won between 9 and 12, and in SEC games they won between 6 and 9. So there was no lousy team on any of them. And even the one team in '97 that didn't win the division, didn't win the SEC, but we won the bowl game, and it was the only team that actually won our last 4 games of the season. When we were playing FSU that last game, they were hard to beat most of the time. So, but all those teams were special. The '96 team just happened to win the national championship. We got some good breaks, some good fortune that the teams that were ahead of us all lost, and then we got that rematch with FSU, and we were really ready to play, and that was that 52-20 game. So,
unbelievable.
So that team was blessed a little extra that put us in position to win the national.
It's so much fun to watch, too. A viewer wants to know, will you throw out any trick plays? Do you have any trick plays in your mind for this league coming up?
Yeah, my goal always as a coach is to try to show the fans a play that maybe they've never seen before. And there are plays out there that nobody's ever seen before. And I admire those coaches that do those. I enjoyed watching the Eagles play this year.
That was fun.
Their coach Peterson, they got some little wrinkles there that when I saw it, I'd draw it up just in case I'd ever coach again. So there's several little things that I hadn't seen before, and but now that everybody's seen them, we're all trying to use those plays as we go along.
Yeah, I'm wondering, when you left South Carolina and you had that gap, how much did you think about coaching football and strategy and everything like that? How much did it weigh on your mind?
Well, a little bit, but not a whole bunch. But if somebody had said, well, if there's a pro league and you can coach in Orlando and it's only about a half-year job, then I should have been writing them all down. But every now and then I saw one I really liked. I'd write it down and put it in a pile over here. So I've got a pile of plays that maybe a lot of fans have not seen before.
You know, you're beloved here by Gator fans in Orlando. You're going to try and bring everybody together. There's a good viewer question here. Tell us about getting the fans to embrace and engage with a new league, because sometimes it's not easy. I mean, it's brand new. You really have to get the ball rolling and stuff. How will you do that, and what do you think this league can do?
Yeah, what I hope to do, Jamie, or we hope to do, is to let everybody in the Orlando area, you know, not just the city of Orlando, but all the surrounding. If you're within driving distance, we want you to be a fan of our team and come together. And there's nothing like a whole group of people, you know, from all races, you know, different religion, anything, just come together and root for one team.
Yeah.
And be proud of that team. A team that's on the field, that plays their heart out, plays smart, doesn't play stupid, plays clean, and plays very efficiently. And when you leave the ballpark, you say, man, I like my team. This is my team. I feel good about it. And that's what we're going to try to give the people in the Orlando area.
Yeah, what kind of message, I guess, will you share with the team once you get them? Once you get your players, what kind of message will you share with them?
Well, the message is we're going to try to play the best we can, obviously, and we're going to try to win the game, and we're not going to do stupid stuff. We're going to try to be fundamentally sound, and we want to have fun as we play, but the most fun of any contest is if you win, as we know. So we'll emphasize fundamentals, doing things the right way, be involved in the community. Yeah, hopefully we'll get around and go by some high schools or some hospitals or what have you, try to help those that are not as fortunate as we are, and be a part of the community.
Well, we can't wait. We can't wait to have you here in Orlando. It's going to be great, a wonderful part of our landscape. And like I said, football is always much more fun with Coach Spurrier.
Well, hopefully we'll have a team that the fans are really proud of.
Well, thanks so much, Coach. We've got to wrap up Facebook Live, but there's still a chance for you to catch Coach Spurrier here in Orlando at Ember from 5 to 7. He's meeting fans and really kicking things up. We can't wait for the Alliance of American Football to start up. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right, we'll see you next February.
All right.
All right, thanks for watching.